Midnight always finds me at your door, counting all the reasons I ignore. The logical, the reasonable, the wise disappear when I look in your eyes. I know I shouldn't want you like I do, but 3 a.m. keeps bringing me to you. Every streetlight leads me back again, like this night will never end. Your shadow dancing in the hall, and suddenly my walls all fall. One touch and every doubt is gone, like I knew it all along. Don't go, stay a little longer with me. Don't go, let the midnight be our story. These midnight feelings I can't explain away. Don't go, at least not until the day. Stay close, just stay close, just stay close, just stay close. I've rehearsed 100 ways to say goodbye, but your name gets tangled in my side. You're the habit I keep trying to break, the beautiful mistake I gladly make. Every promise fades with the night, every wrong somehow feels right. We keep circling the same flame, calling each other back again. The room is quiet, hearts are loud, lost inside this midnight crowd. And even when the morning comes, I know you're still the one. Don't go, stay a little longer with me. Don't go, let the midnight be our story. These midnight feelings I can't explain away. Don't go, at least not until the day. I need you more than I should. I know it isn't wise, but midnight feelings don't know how to say goodbye. So stay, just the sky turns gray, and the lights all fade away. Don't go, stay a little longer. Don't go. The ocean doesn't know that I'm in pain. It just keeps breathing in and out again. Salt on my cheeks from sear from my eyes, the same pale silver underneath the skies. Salt and silver, that's what tears are made. Salt and silver in the moonlight wade. Cry into the ocean, let it take your pain. Salt and silver, till you're whole again. The moon is making mirrors echoes of the sea. I see 100 broken versions of me, all reflecting back the same refrain. Let it go and let it go again. The sea has held all sorrows since the world began. Add yours to the collection, it has room it can. The tide rolls softly over shattered shells, like tiny stories no one ever tells. And every wave that reaches for the shore feels like it's asking for a little more. I walk barefoot where the water bends, trying to understand how healing is. But maybe healing isn't clean or fast, maybe it just learns to last. Salt and silver, drifting through the night. Salt and silver, everything turns light. The ocean keeps my secrets buried underneath. Salt and silver washing over grief. The wind keeps whispering across the dark, pulling at the fragile parts of heart. And every star above the restless blue feels impossibly far from you. Still somehow the rhythm of the sea makes a little space inside of me, a quiet place where sorrow can exist without tightening its fist. I throw your name into the moving tide, watch it disappear and then divide into ripples fading out from view, like every memory I have of you. But even as the water pulls away, something of you always seems to stay. A trace of warmth beneath the freezing air, like you were still there. Salt and silver shining on my skin. Salt and silver, where the ache has been. Every wave keeps saying nothing stays the same. Salt and silver, even love can change. Far away, a lighthouse slowly turns, a lonely kind of light that softly burns, guiding ships through darkness and through doubt, without ever truly going out. And maybe hearts are something just like that, still glowing after all the storms we've had, still turning through the lonely midnight blue, trying to survive the truth. The ocean doesn't promise anything, no ending, no beginning, no relief. It only keeps on breathing through the night, holding every sorrow in its tide. And standing there beneath the moon so still, I finally stop fighting what I feel. Let the cold waves rise around my skin and slowly pull me in. Salt and silver till the dawn arrives. Salt and silver, proof that we survive. Cry into the ocean, let the dark begin. Salt and silver, learning how to mend. The ocean doesn't know that I'm in pain, but somehow that makes healing feel the same. The world keeps turning, breathing in and out, even with all this ache and doubt. And maybe one day when the tide is calm, I'll find a little peace beyond the storm. Until then I'll leave my tears within the salt and silver wind. cold side of the bed. Your pillow holds the shape of who you were. I press my face into it like a blur. The cold side of the bed becomes my whole, a perfect mold of everything I've lost. The silence settles in the dark, like smoke still hanging in my heart. Every shadow in this room still whispers traces of you. I lie awake beside the space, still memorizing your shape. And every night feels just the same, a different silence with your name. Cold side of the bed, where you used to be. Cold side of the bed, now it's only me. I learned to sleep on edges, leave your half untouched. Cold side of the bed, I miss you so much. Cold side, still reaching for you. 3 a.m. I reach across the space. The sheets are smooth where once was your warm face. I've left your lamp on every single night, a lighthouse for a ship already gone from sight. Every creak inside the hall still makes me think you'll call, and every dream pulls me back through tonight's wrapped up in you. The morning light feels far too bright for someone disappearing from my life, so I keep hiding in the dark with the echo in my heart. Cold side of the bed, where you used to be. Cold side of the bed, now it's only me. I learned to sleep on edges, leave your half untouched. Cold side of the bed, I miss you so much. Maybe I should move, sleep in the middle now, but letting go of halves is something I don't know how. So I stay right here, holding on instead, talking to the silence on your side of the bed. Cold side of the bed, I miss you so much. Cold side of the bed, still yours. Door still open, cold light broken, footsteps gone, but the room stays on. The air in here feels cold and thin. Where does all the silence begin? Just a vacant side where you once stayed. Midnight rhythm starts to fade. Every corner knows your name. Nothing here feels quite the same. Shadows moving through the blue, like they still belong to you. I trace your outline on the wall. No one answers when I call. Ghost of the light to come. I'm dancing in the way you made, through the colors that slowly fade, moving through this dark alone, in a house that's not a home. I'm dancing where your echo stays, lost inside these empty days. Every room still holds your tone, in a house that's not a home. Wake you made, where'd you go? Silence grows, fading slow. If heaven is a feeling, then I've been there. It lives inside this music in the air. When the bass line hits and takes my breath away, I believe in something more than just today. The lights dissolve into the sound, and suddenly I'm not earthbound. Every heartbeat starts to rise, like stars exploding in my eyes. No fear, no weight upon my chest, only rhythm pulling me to rest. And for a moment I can tell, maybe this is what they call heaven. Heaven has a bass line, deep and slow and true. and it sounds like you. I learned a second language just for you. The dialect of silence as you use the vocabulary of your hands, the grammar only my love understands. Second language learned from only you. Second language I only speak with you. Fluent in the things you never say. Second language keeps a distance at bay. I've forgotten how to speak it since you left. The language sits in me like something bereft. A tongue I learned completely for one soul that now has nowhere to go, a wasted hole. Speak to me in the language we made. Second language that will never fade. You taught me how your breathing changed at night, when something heavy sat behind your eyes. How quiet for you never really meant calm. Sometimes silence was an alarm, and I knew every version of your sighs. The tired ones, the hurt ones, the disguised. The tiny pause before you'd say I'm fine, that always meant the opposite in time. Second language built from looks and touch. Second language missing you too much. No dictionary could explain the way your fingers asked me please just stay. Love creates strange fluencies between two people living in the in-between, where eye contact becomes complete paragraphs and little smiles become aftermath. I could read your mood from how you closed the door, the speed of footsteps on the floor, the angle that you dropped your keys, the kind of quiet carried in your speech. And you knew me too, without a sound. Could feel anxiety before it drowned me completely underneath the skin. Before I even let the panic in, we translated each other naturally, like two halves of the same frequency. No effort, no explaining needed there, just instinct sharpened into care. Second language now nobody else can hear. Second language still echoing here. And sometimes I still answer in that tone before remembering I'm alone. I tried explaining this to someone new, how certain loves rewrite your view of communication entirely, until intimacy becomes telepathy. But they just smiled politely, unaware of what it's like when someone learns your air, your rhythms, every hidden cue, the secret ways of loving you. I miss the smallest phrases we designed, the stupid little words that over time turned into meanings only we could know. Private worlds nobody else could hold, like how you'd squeeze my hand twice in the dark to say I love you without remark, or how I'd touch your shoulder passing by to ask if you were doing alright. Second language spoken softly in bed. Second language living inside my head. No accent sounded sweeter than your name inside the language that we made. And now the tragedy is not just lost, but all the fluency it cost, an entire emotion it caused, with nowhere now to come from, because you can't speak our language with the rest. No one else knows how it's dressed. No one hears the meanings hidden underneath the pauses buried in my teeth. So pieces of me slowly go unused, like abandoned words without their muse. A vocabulary built for one heart only, now existing quietly and lonely. Speak to me one more time that way, like we still understand everything we couldn't say. I think that's why breakups feel so strange. Not just losing love, but losing range. Losing the person who could fully read every unfinished thought and need. Now I return to ordinary speech, words that never fully reach the depth of what I mean inside, or all the things I used to hide. But with you, language felt alive somehow, like every silence knew exactly how to carry tenderness across the room without needing to consume. Second language still fluent in my chest. Second language, the one I spoke best. And even if I never hear it again, and it shaped the way I understand, love isn't only touch or history. Sometimes it's shared fluency, two souls inventing ways to say I know you deeper every day. I learned a second language just for you, and maybe part of me still speaks it too. Quietly into empty midnight air, hoping somewhere you still hear. They built a path, but I kept cutting through the grass to get the shorter way to you. Now there's a line worn into the green, the most honest map that I have ever seen. Desire lines made by going where you need. Desire lines, not by rule but by the seed of wanting something real enough to wear. Desire lines, I'll meet you there. Urban planners learn to read desire, build the past where people's feet conspire. What wisdom in the following of one, instead of building what the rules say ought. Follow your desire line, it knows the way. Where feet, where paths, that's where you should stay. I think our hearts work just the same as roads, ignoring all the signs and heavy codes. We move toward whatever feels like home, even when we're told not to go. And every shortcut carved into the earth feels like proof of human worth. 1,000 people choosing with their feet the route that makes their lives complete. Desire lines worn softly through the ground. These are the ones without making a sound. The truest things are made repeatedly by quiet heartbreaking where I was told to run, like loving you against my better sense, ignoring fear and consequence, crossing every carefully designed divide just because my soul pulled toward your side. And now there's evidence beneath the trees, a path created naturally, not planned, not forced, not engineered, just made because people cared. The world keeps trying to map us into squares, straight clean roads leading somewhere, but humans curve toward what they truly need, leaving marks where longing leads. Desire lines more honest than design, desire lines made one step at a time. Every worn path means somebody chose what mattered more than what they know. Sometimes I wonder if love itself is this, a path created by repeated risk, two people walking toward each other long enough to turn instinct into song, because no architect could draw the shape of every choice our hearts will make. No blueprint predicts where hope runs deep or what kind of ache we choose to keep. And maybe freedom isn't chaos wild, maybe it's something soft and childlike, trusting where your spirit naturally bends instead of forcing where it ends. I remember meeting you after dark, crossing fields through the park, ignoring sidewalks lit and clean, to follow the path between the grass, bent low beneath our shoes, like others made the same choice too. People searching for connection fast, leaving tiny signs they pass. Desire lines built by lonely hearts, desire lines, tiny works of art. The earth remembers every step we take toward the things that make us wake. There's beauty in collective wanting, two strangers unknowingly passing through, creating pathways side by side, by simply trusting what feels right. No speeches, no permission slips, no authority, no fingertips, just instinct slowly shaping land until the planners understand. And maybe healing works that way, not sudden but through every day, tiny choices leading back toward the self we almost lack. Follow your desire, follow your desire line, even when it bends. Straight roads aren't always true, sometimes longing comprehends. I spent years trying to walk correctly, hiding all the things affecting me, pretending my heart moved rationally while secretly craving deeply. But every hidden part eventually cuts through the grass honestly, leaving signs impossible to fake, of every road the soul will take. Now when I see those paths through green, I think about what longing means, how desire itself becomes a guide when we stop forcing what's inside. Desire lines lead me back to you, desire lines made from something true. And if enough hearts choose the same way home, the world eventually lays stone. So maybe I don't fear wanting anymore, not after not understanding what it's for. The wornest paths are often worn that way because they lead somewhere worth staying. They built a path, but I kept cutting through the shortest road. chasing